up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin. Here I have my boy MG, and I got Mitchell. And we're going to talk about Suicide Squad spoilers. We're going to talk about some other things DC, because no way I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. But let's talk about Suicide Squad first. The movie came out Friday. Yeah, let's, y'all have already seen my review and pretty much what I thought about it. And here's some of the things that I guess, this movie's good in some areas, but it's really bad in others. That's why I got the score from me. You're gonna get these guys' take on it, and of course their score. What they think about the movie. Now, okay, what did you guys think about? I guess the movie. And before we even talk about Easter eggs or spoilers or whatever, what did you guys think about the movie as a whole? What you like? What you didn't like?
Well, a lot of it I didn't like. Anybody who's seen the review I did here on Calvin's channel about Batman versus Superman and how much I was unhappy with that, I don't like this. I dislike this movie even more. And I think the major issue for me was the writing. Once again, you did have some good performances in the movie. Amanda Waller. I liked Enchantress. Who was Jared Leto was fucking Joker, is amazing. I mean, you had the scenes with Affleck, obviously as Batman, but I felt like the overall writing was shaky. Really, they put too much emphasis on Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Like, they were the only two that really got a backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a little bit of a Diablo one, little bit. But they didn't. They obviously, made a point to say these are the two characters who are going to carry this movie. Obviously, Harley was the character that Harley and Joker were the two that everybody was the most excited about going into the movie. Mm-hmm. The Harley Quinn stuff, it was before the movie even came out, they were asking for a solo flick from her, so.
I don't think she's going to get one now.
No. They did get in the box office, but I don't think the movie was good enough to warrant a sequel at this point. Unless they changed the writing. The producer. Another issue, the fighting scenes. Once again, DC fails with the fighting scenes. It was dark. There wasn't any real fighting. Like, you really didn't get to see what everybody was capable of. Boomerang, he wasn't even throwing boomerangs like that.
He barely. You saw him. The times you saw him throw a boomerang was like when he got the diamonds and he hit the dude in the back of the head with the boomerang.
And
yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Look, he used it as a camera.
Yeah, he got shitted on really bad, and I like the acting from him. From was it John Courtney?
Yeah, I think he was one of the good parts of the movie, acting wise.
But he didn't get a backstory. Hell, Katana. You knew more about Katana than you knew about Boomerang. And Katana.
All you knew about Boomerang was that he stole stuff.
Yeah, and he didn't trust people.
I liked Katana. I thought she was a good part of the movie as well. But overall, I felt like, number one, you had to wait too long to get to the fighting scenes. On top of only, Margot and Will getting their characters getting the backstories told about them, which I didn't like at all. And it just didn't feel. It felt like it was too comedic for me. Way too comedic for me. We were talking about this off the air, but Deadshot is not a comedian.
No, he's not.
That is the last thing he is. He is definitely not a comedian. So, at that part, and this is where even before the movie came out, the omission of Deathstroke, Wade Wilson, is a big issue because he would have been that balance. To the squad, especially with everybody kind of just cracking jokes, even Killer Croc cracking jokes, which is like, why?
Yeah.
That made no sense.
That was terrible.
So, I definitely think not having him in this movie was a big mistake. Even if they would have had to hire the guy off of the Arrow show, who was really good as fucking Slade Wilson, they definitely should have had him as part of the cast. Obviously, the villain, who everybody thought that maybe it was gonna be Joker. Didn't end up being Joker. I did have suspicions that it would have been Enchantress's brother, but I didn't know Enchantress was going to end up on the other side too.
Yeah, because her brother pointless. He's
the way that
really
she did it,
pointless, man.
like,
Give me my
popped up
heart
in the
back and
mirror,
leave.
She popped up, slammed his head in the mirror, and then let her brother go into the old boy body, and then that was it. Like, took the subway station. That was about it. So
yeah, it should have just been Enchantress.
Yep, you could have done that too. So, oh yeah, the Easter egg about that, yeah, but you know, I just think overall, the execution was poor. You had a lot of things in place to really make something good, and I just think they did a lot of stuff backwards, if you ask me. A lot of stuff backwards.
For me, I think Will Smith was actually the star of the movie for me. I thought that he was entertaining, although I knew Deadshot to be a different character, like MG said. I thought he was going to be sort of the serious guy, so it caught me off guard that he was cracking so many jokes and that sort of thing, but I still found that he was pretty entertaining. Amanda Waller, I know Calvin's definitely a big fan of that performance. Yeah, I was as well. Really good, stuck to basically what the character's all about, and basically stole every scene she was in. And, you know, everybody else I thought was okay. Even Jared Leto as the Joker. At the beginning, I was kind of skeptical about it. Like, watching it at the beginning, I was like, I don't know about this. But he sort of grew on me as the film went on. A couple problems. I thought, like MG said, the action was a little too dark. I don't know what's with DC and just putting it in the clouds and the darkness. But it wasn't good, other than a couple scenes like where Deadshot just shot a bunch of guys, but that was awesome. The comedy I thought was good. I actually enjoyed the comedy. I thought they had a good amount of it. I just didn't think it came from the right characters. Like, Deadshot maybe told or said a couple too many jokes. More problems with it. The villain, I thought, was absolutely terrible. Like, they should have chose somebody more contained. Like, the Joker, I thought, would have been a better villain overall, even if they wouldn't have defeated the Joker at the end of the day. And, like you said, the brother was, I don't know the point of that. Flag was a problem in the movie. Like, he should have been the serious character. If you're not going to have Deadshot as the serious character, you got to have him be the serious, like, he sort of was to a point, but he was made up to look like so much of a pussy that it didn't really matter at the end of the day. And Harley Quinn, I thought was okay. I just didn't like the fact that her and Joker were, like, made to look like a high school romance to me. It just went over the top a little bit. And to me, Joker's never really loved Harley Quinn the same way Harley Quinn has been obsessed with the Joker. And it just looked like the Joker was, every scene he was in was trying to save Harley Quinn or do something for Harley Quinn. And that's not really what I like with the Joker. I feel like it takes away from his sort of dominance as a character a little bit. But I thought the movie was entertaining. I'm not going to say it was horrible. It just had a lot of problems. And especially the editing. The editing was horrible. They should have just kept the movie to the normal length and left it like that.
Yeah, like I still enjoyed certain parts, but it definitely has some issues, man. I mean, outside of like MG said, outside of the Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, outside of Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and fuck everybody else.
I didn't even like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Look wise, she had it down.
Yeah, stick to that.
Like,
stick to that.
Yeah. But the acting part, it felt like it was forced. Obviously, it's a hard character to portray. But at the same time, when you hear that everybody they got in the cast was their first choice, it tells you that they went through a lot of this stuff without actual readings, and they were casting people just based off of who they know. I think that happened with Jai Courtney, if I'm not mistaken, where he worked with David Ayer before, and David Ayer just asked him if he wanted to do the movie, and he said, yeah.
Thought that was one of the stronger points of the movie, was kind of their connection as a team. I actually enjoyed that part of it. Just some of the characterizations and the writing and the editing. There were problems in that, but not the team itself or the performances. That's my opinion.
The thing when you go through actual casting, though, I mean, you end up with the ability to, really put together a cast based off of who is read better for this part and not necessarily just who you think is going to be good for the part, which is basically what they did.
Yeah, well, you think about the cast itself, it's stacked. It's a lot
of
names.
I hated Will Smith being in this from day one, too, by the way. Yeah. Calvin remembered.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it because he was there for the name value.
Yeah, and essentially that's what it was. Like I said, he's entertaining, but that wasn't Deadshot. I mean, he has moments where he could be really serious and bloodthirsty. Other than that, it was mostly jokes, which I'm fine with. It was entertaining, but it wasn't true to the Deadshot character.
I actually thought his flashbacks were some of the best scenes in the movie, though. And even the dream sequence with Batman sort of thing.
I killed a bat.
By the way, did you guys get the Doctor Strange trailer before the movie?
No, I didn't.
I had a Doctor Strange trailer before the movie. It was right after the Wonder Woman trailer.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what is this?
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Is that your first time seeing it?
No. I'm just saying, bad placement. You don't let them play Marvel trailers.
I think the theaters just play random shit.
They do, but at the same time, you got to make that demand.
Yeah, like I would have showed the Justice League Comic-Con stuff before I showed that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of movies coming out this year, so. Anyway, Doctor Strange looks fucking beast. But let me just say that.
Yeah. Like the brother for the Enchantress, pointless getting the fuck out of there. He didn't need to be there. The one scene that fucking pissed me off, was the slow motion scene at the end. Why? I don't know why that makes me so mad. Like, I was in the movie theater, like, oh my god.
The slow motion bullet.
Like when Killer Croc threw like the bomb or whatever, and it like
Killer Croc asked. Let me just say, Killer Croc asked for a flat screen TV with BET on it.
Like, they're like, come on, what position are they in? They have bombs in their heads. What position are they in to make demands? Like, I mean, I understand these are supposed to be the baddest of the bad. That's cool and everything, but Wilder's personality is just being the most cutthroat, heartless person.
My thing is, Killer
Croc of all time.
Killer Croc was like, when has he ever made jokes like that before? I thought he just wanted to eat people.
Yeah.
He does. Yes.
You know what they should have done in this movie? They should have had Batman in it more. Like the whole movie. It should have been about Batman versus Suicide Squad.
I know they want to pay Affleck.
Should have been Batman versus Suicide Squad. That's what it should have been.
Let me see. But yeah, that particular scene. Then it showed Deadshot. He had like the little. I guess he tried to get in his head. He saw his daughter. Then he had some reminiscent of Bad Boys 2. He just started screaming and shit and shooting. Like, I don't know. That scene annoys me.
Which one?
The one where he shot the bomb at the end to pretty much to pretty much blow up that weapon she had.
What did you guys think was the best part of the movie?
The beginning was really good when they did like the dossiers and she explained like every one of them. I thought that was really good. There's some parts near the end, but like I said, the editing just starts getting weird like the second half of the movie. Any scene with Jared Leto.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that like club scene where Harley Quinn was dancing, then he just shot the guy?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the joke. That's the shit. The joke.
I wish they would have showed him actually shooting him.
But PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG-13, so it's really not that. It didn't take away from the scene. It just would have added to it for me.
That is more Joker. Like that is more Joker and Harley Quinn relationship than what they were doing with like the, I don't know, the other stuff where he like comes and I don't know.
He was so funny though, because like after she jumped into the fucking acid pit. he would start walking away, and then he just had this look on
like
his face.
that. Like that.
Gotta go get her. Fuck. He just runs and does it.
Like, why'd you tell her to go in there in the first place?
He used to make Harley do some fucked up shit.
Yeah, he did.
She was essentially like a grunt to him. So like in most of the comics and stuff, she's essentially like just any other grunt. That's how he treated her.
Yeah, but I think obviously they're trying to turn those two into major franchises, a major couple movie wise. So
the scene,
because I would not be surprised if those two got their own movie at some point.
The scene with the pandas.
That was for I mean, like I said, any scene with Jared Leto, just his portrayal of the Joker, not the whole Harley Quinn relationship thing. That they shouldn't have exactly went with it in that way. But like everything else with him, mannerisms and just some things he was saying, that was the Joker, and I thought that was really good.
I didn't really like his voice too much.
You didn't? I don't know. It wasn't bad to me.
Yeah,
we'll see though. I don't know. I got to see more of him though, because he was only in it.
I think that's the thing. Like we didn't get a chance to really see too much into kind of his psyche, which is a big part of the Joker's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So obviously he had a lot of scenes cut from the movie. Plus, I mean, he wasn't really a main part of the movie. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to see how Jared Leto really gets after it as the Joker.
Yeah, David Ayers, he I would say he definitely had a lot on his plate trying to do a movie like this. You got a bunch of not really known characters. Harley Quinn, Joker are really the only known characters in this movie.
Yeah.
So it's still a very tall order to put out a movie like this and hope that it comes out really good.
It's very hard to appease the casual fan.
Yeah. And of course, they're going to have characters they're going to focus on. Who, those were Deadshot and, of course, Harley Quinn, because of the actors that's portraying them. And everybody else took a backseat. Katana, Killer Croc, Boomerang, which I don't know. Boomerang,
I did feel like the squad though itself, like the connection between the characters was pretty good.
Yeah, they had chemistry. It's just some of the things that they did with them, but like I said, it's a tall order to do a movie like this. But you got to point out the issues with the movie. Like I said, I was entertained by the movie. There was parts that I was really entertained by the movie, but it just started near the end. I would say the middle part when they really started to do all the fighting. Scenes were okay, but then you saw some of the weird editing, and that definitely became an issue.
Oh yeah, and then even the ending, the Enchantress ending, I wasn't crazy about. I liked her actually, but I felt like I felt like they should have went with a different route or something where they were able to contain her and not kill her. Because remember, we still got, obviously the Justice League Dark animated series is on the way, but not the animated series, but the animated movie. But Guillermo del Toro was talking about he was trying to develop a Justice League Dark movie, and she would have been a really big antagonist.
That ain't happening now.
Yeah, so obviously, we'll talk about it when we get to the Easter eggs or whatever. But you've seen Enchantress, again, obviously she's not dead because you've seen her in a Batman Easter egg part at the end. But I don't know. I just felt like that Justice League Dark movie still needs to happen at some point in time. Obviously, we're all for Constantine here. So hopefully it still happens.
Do you think they should have just went with a different villain entirely, like Metro said?
Yes.
Yep.
I still think it should have been a Joker just to see more Jared Leto. That's just my opinion.
I just feel like it should have been a more contained villain, like somebody in Gotham or
especially no one with no mystical powers like the Enchantress.
Yeah, like in Asylum or something. Like that would have been cool. I don't know, like someone with mystical powers versus a bunch of guys that have guns and stuff. That doesn't really make sense to me.
The only person that you could understand that really even stood a damn chance was Diablo. He was the one that had abilities.
Yeah.
So they should move with like the Joker, just of course, just to see more Jared Leto, and just have him. They beat him, but he gets away or whatever.
That's why I'm saying like they should have had Batman in it more.
I don't think they wanted to pay what's called. It was almost like because I guess they didn't want to draw away. I think that's why they didn't do a Joker or a Batman mostly in the movie, because they didn't want to draw away from the Suicide Squad team. Those two were drew away from it.
Yeah, they just added those scenes in there to keep the universe's continuity together.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what this movie really reminded me of at the end? Like, it reminded me of fucking Thor Ragnarok in terms of the issues I had with Ragnarok.
You mean Dark World?
Yeah. Dark World, I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, bad villain, bad writing, cast was okay, but overall it just didn't really mesh together well for me. Like, it really reminds me of that in terms of how I feel about it.
That's the thing. A lot of these movies have been getting their villains wrong. If you really look at it, a lot of these movies have been getting their villains wrong. What's up with that?
How many villains can you even name that were great?
Recently?
Yeah.
Zod was good in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I would say that as well, but a lot of people don't think that.
I think it's good. He reminded me of the comic book Zod.
Yeah, I thought he was good in there. I actually liked Eisenberg in Batman vs Superman.
I didn't like him.
I thought he was okay.
If he was playing the Riddler, I guess.
Obviously he got cast in the wrong role, but his acting was good.
Yeah, if he was playing Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Let me see. Think.
The Cat movies have been good as far as that goes. Outside of
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier's like the best one in the past 4 years.
Yeah, cause even as much as I like Guardians, the villain was
villain was terrible.
It was shit. What's his name? Skip my mind.
But let's be honest with
Ronan.
Let's be honest with the villain in this movie, though. The villain's only here just so that they can team up and fight it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, but they didn't have to do it. A villain.
But that's kind of a good thing. Like they should have just had somebody kind of not Enchantress, somebody more basic even.
Yeah. Instead of doing all pop. That way, you could have probably used her at a different time or whatever. Instead of using her now. I mean, I know she's not a well-known character in in the DC comics, but like I said, I just think they should have went with a different villain. Even if you don't go with the Joker, you could have got somebody else.
And then with the
remember at first the rumors were that it was going to be for a long time. The rumors were it's going to be Riddler. If you remember,
that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the big rumor of who the villain was going to be in the movie. Especially with the ties to Gotham in the movie, it would have made sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was saying somebody in Gotham would have been cool.
Where did all that happen? With the final battle with the Enchantress, where did all that happen? Because if it happened in Gotham, where the fuck is Batman?
Yeah, I know, right? I was thinking that the whole movie. I'm like, wait, where's Batman? Where's Flash? Even Flash. Where's Flash?
Yeah, it better be on the other side of the damn planet. I don't know where Gotham currently located. Is that an East Coast or whatever?
It did sort of look like Gotham a little bit.
Yeah, that better not be Gotham, because that'll be a huge issue, because where's Batman?
Yeah, I think they. I mean, I'll cut them some slack on the villain side of things, just simply because with a team like that, where you do have metas and you do have just regular, people who are just ridiculously skilled at what they do, like Deadshot. Finding a villain is pretty difficult because you can't make it like an everyday person because Deadshot shoots the shit out of him, right? Yeah. Like that, and then if you make it they went with the meta at the same time, the scale is too big for the Suicide Squad themselves, so you would have had to find somebody who was kind of in the middle. Because I mean, if you got Enchantress about to destroy the world, do you really call the Suicide Squad?
Exactly.
That's what I was
They
saying.
could have went with
But
a
even
different
at that,
meta though.
if Joker's doing some shit, are you really gonna call the Suicide Squad in that sense too? Like you're gonna call Batman. So, you know, they would have had to find somebody kind of in the middle ground here.
They could have went with a different meta.
That's why I feel like if Batman was somehow involved and Joker was the villain, but then you also had Harley Quinn on the other side, she could have been in between both of them. You know?
Then it would have been Suicide Squad, and it would have been a Batman movie.
Yeah. And at that point, you don't even need the Suicide Squad. You just get Batman and Wonder Woman, and it's over. Like, finding a villain for them is obviously tough. I mean, we've seen anybody who's watching Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Same problems.
Same exact problem. Where it's like you got people with abilities, people without abilities. Finding the kind of middle ground villain,
which I thought they did very well in that show.
Yeah, Vandal Savage. Yeah, because they didn't overpower him. You know, he still had enough, vulnerabilities to where he wouldn't overpower the team, but he was still strong enough to where he can give them problems.
I think they could have picked a different meta. I'm just looking at some of them. They could have picked a different meta for them to like go up against.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, guess we can talk about some of the Easter eggs. Of course, one big one we saw Ezra Miller when they showed the Boomerang thing, which Boomerang got almost no love in this movie. They did show Ezra Miller as a Flash. He's playing Barry Allen Flash. And I think we talked about this off the air. They should, instead of him doing Barry Allen, they should just do Wally West.
Yeah. It feels too much like Wally West to me, the character, the jokes, the whole, like, personality. And then Barry Allen's already, you see him on TV, it's so different.
And they even, what do I say, they even brought back in DC, the current comic, they even brought back that Wally West.
Yeah.
From the pre-New 52.
They just brought him back, right?
Yeah, they just brought him back. So it's been a perfect time to go with that. And Wally West, if you look at the Justice League, go back to the early 2000s, look at the Justice League animated series, which is freaking amazing.
I was just gonna say that you should just copy
He's there. He's there. Well, they already shown they're not gonna copy that.
And
no Martian
MG's
Manhunter.
favorite guy is not in there.
Yeah, no, they already showed they're going a different route. No Martian
Tyrese.
Manhunter. I'm just trying to figure out who could they get to play Green Lantern if they do Jon Stewart.
Look, man, they had a perfect chance to get Idris Elba before he signed on with Thor.
You think they'll go with Jon Stewart? I don't know about that.
No, they won't because they already met the black man quota.
Yeah, with Cyborg.
Yep. There's a lot of times.
And then halfway with
Cyborg's always been black, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at no point in time there was never two black characters in the Justice League. Let's just say the main team. Never. Maybe in like Justice League Unlimited some shit when you got a bunch of characters in that.
He won't be in the movies though, so they can go with the black one for the standalone.
Yeah, because how would they do it? Because I know it's supposed to be Green Lantern Corps. Is he gonna already be established, right?
Probably. You might see him pop up at like the end of a Justice League movie or some shit. Especially since they're going to be fighting. What's it called?
Let me look up.
Yeah, obviously
Darkseid. Are they fighting Darkseid that early?
I think so, but I mean, regardless, I mean, they'll be in space at some point in time, which at that point is where you get Green Lantern entering the conversation. Because the only other person with experience in space on the team right now is Superman, but he don't really go to space. He's Earthbred, so.
Yeah, and another thing, like, that's kind of nitpicky. I ain't gonna say. Well, with the they don't have like the space station from what I heard. They're not gonna have a space station, which is kind of weird. You know, in the comics and animation, they always had it.
They haven't gone galactic yet. That's Green Lantern is kind of like the.
That's so far away.
He needs to be like the Thor in Guardians of the Galaxy for DC in terms of
Yeah.
opening up the scale of the universe and not just everything happening on Earth.
That's happening
That's
so
what
far
needs to
away.
be.
And see, and think about Green Lantern. People know who, they know who the Green Lantern is. Albeit most people know who Hal Jordan is. It's either going to be people know who Hal Jordan, people know who Jon Stewart is. Not really, they don't know who Kyle Rayner is and none of the other ones. But the fact is, Cyborg is happening before Green Lantern. Only characters that I believe should happen, even the Shazam movie, only characters I believe should happen before Green Lantern is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, because his popularity has gone up a lot. And that's it.
Like
Aquaman,
I was saying to you
Aquaman.
earlier, Calvin, it should be those guys in the original team with Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then you should bring Cyborg in later because he is a newer character. It doesn't make sense to have the old character come in
So
later.
Yeah, and that's really the issue, because if Darkseid's really going to be the villain of all of this, and they end up in space, what the fuck is Aquaman going to be doing?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Like, seriously, like, on Earth you're good, but like, what are they going to be doing in space?
Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they bring in Green Lantern and replace Aquaman with him.
I doubt they're gonna replace Aquaman. People
Not
really
replace him, but like for that movie or that purpose.
Or something.
Yeah.
He's on his Thor shit during the Civil War movie, basically.
Yeah. Cause Shazam's supposed to be the whole magic thing.
Yep, Shazam's gonna be the magic element. And Space is supposed to be Green Lantern. Like, those, especially Green Lantern, because they do a lot of shit in outer space. Obviously, with the space station, like, he needs to be an important part.
Yep. Okay, so what was the other Easter egg? Well, the only one that I noticed were 2 Easter eggs in Suicide Squad. Did I notice any more? Of course, there was the Ezra Miller one and the one at the end of the movie. I didn't see any other ones.
Well, at the end,
I didn't look that hard either.
when Wayne was talking to Waller, when Waller handed him the book of the top secret, obviously he was asking for meta names. Did you notice who was the first picture in the book?
Was it Aquaman?
Enchantress.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Enchantress's picture was first, and then it was Flash's. Which I think is a really key thing, either for a Justice League Dark thing happening, or...
No, I think it's Justice League. He might go, because Batman's going to do his research, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing about Justice League, the first half, is going to be him and Wonder Woman trying to find the team, as we saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to rule her out because of what she's done and go to the other ones, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like I said, that still opens up the door. Now that we know she's still alive, I mean, still keeps the door open for Justice League Dark, especially after if the Justice League, is successful. It still leaves the door open for Justice League Dark. So I'm gonna cross my fingers on that one.
Okay. Yeah, it was. I remember she mentioned something about his night activities. And he looked kind of surprised. She knew even in comic books, animation, she found out he was Batman real quick. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, what are they gonna do with Superman? We kind of segue into, of course, talking about Justice League. What are they gonna do with Superman?
Well, my idea was you're pretty much going to have Justice League, at the end of Justice League, about 75% way through the film, when you're getting to that big battle, Superman's going to somehow be reintroduced. But the way that you build up to that point is I think you have characters like Lois Lane involved at the beginning of the film.
I did not like her in Batman vs Superman. She was way better in Man of Steel.
Just some way to
moron.
connect Superman
to
build up anticipation for him coming back.
So I wonder, does he come with the black? Is he gonna be in a black suit with a mullet? Better not fucking do that shit, man.
No.
You did get the cool moment with where Harley Quinn had on her fucking gear. The TV, the animated series gear.
There was. I just remember that.
I smiled when I saw that.
I was like, oh shit, that's the other one.
And they know that she was an accomplice in the murder of Jason Todd too on her rap sheet thing when they were first getting into her backstory, they had accomplice in the murder of Jason Todd on there. So that's a big thing.
That's probably what that Batman movie is going to be about.
I feel like it's going to be a connection because they're doing 3 of them. So I'm thinking of Red Hood movies coming.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Red Hood's a badass. They should have had her put that on. Like, nah, I don't want it. Like, take it off. Just want to see her in it. Just to see how it looked. Yeah, that was a really nice Easter egg. I'm trying to think of a few others. Not really very many that I saw.
I thought the post-credits one was very well done.
Yeah, because it sets up, to show that, okay, this is how you got the information about, about these other, this is how pretty much Batman was able to find these other metas. And, I guess they're going to go from there. Let me see. So what would y'all score Suicide Squad before we go? 10-point scale?
Give it to MG first.
Uh-oh.
I really didn't like it.
Is it as bad as because the Metacritic, that bitch got a 3? I think it's,
I'm not gonna go that.
It's not that fucking bad.
I'd probably go with like a 5 out of 10, honestly.
Okay. What about you, Mitchell?
I'll give it a 7. I think after talking about it, I had it at a 7.5, but I'm moving it down to a 7.
I'm still gonna leave it at 7.5. Like I said, Viola Davis was great. Every scene she was in, she carried it. And I
was entertained, which is the number one thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was entertained by it, but that's not to say it had issues. For instance, like Will Smith, not Deadshot though. He wasn't Deadshot. It was more Will Smith than the character that he was trying to play in the movie. It was like almost they should have just called him Will Smith.
Yep.
Give him some sunglasses and some sandals, and call it Bad Boys 3. That's almost essentially.
Call him the Hitch.
Harley Quinn. I liked her. I know MG's she tried too hard. But I like the scenes where she had some good chemistry with Will Smith. The whole team had chemistry, as Mitchell said. It's just most of the other characters just didn't get enough of them. Killer Croc had how many lines in the movie? I didn't count on one hand. Diablo, probably he has a good backstory just from what he explained in the bar. The whole movie was trying to get in
the bar scene was maybe one of the best scenes.
Yeah, because you saw like team building in there. You saw a lot of team building.
It was like those scenes that Marvel has in when they pick up Thor's hammer or something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I do agree that's a pretty good scene. But they didn't really go really deep with Diablo, and he seemed like he had a good backstory, just didn't go far enough with it. And obviously, they had time constraints or whatever. Maybe they do it in the DVD. Fuck all that, man. You need to get the shit right then. You need to, you're building a team. Obviously, he gets killed at the end, so I guess at this point it don't fucking matter. But I thought throughout the movie, they try to make you sympathize with all the characters, even with even with Harley Quinn. You can see after she thought Joker died, she kind of,
I thought that was good.
Deadshot, in fact, he had an 11-year-old child. That was a way to humanize him.
I know that they spent the most time with Deadshot in the film, trying to build him up.
Yeah.
Him and Harley Quinn. But I did think that Deadshot's extra scenes, just him and his daughter or him and Batman or whatever, I thought those were some of the best scenes as well.
Don't make me do this in front of her. Let's see. Boomerang. We already said he kind of got the shaft on that. John Courtney did a good job whenever we got the scenes to talk, but really nothing else other than that.
Yeah, apparently they got rid of. Apparently they did shoot more scenes for the Joker and Harley where he was more abusive, but apparently they deleted it. A lot of them, or just cut a lot of them to make them seem more loving.
Oh my!
I hate
that. Apparently one of the deleted. Bullshit. I don't know. I'm just going through the list of what are some of the scenes that got cut. Apparently, there's a scene where Joker and Harley got into a fight.
How much time?
Then Harley ended up pointing a gun at him, and then Joker, he talked to him to lower her gun, and then he backhanded the shit out of her.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so that he didn't. Yeah. Okay, because the only scene you really saw when well, two scenes you saw until when he got her jumping the acid, and also when he pretty much
said he was gonna hurt her really bad.
Yeah, he was gonna shock her or whatever. That was pretty much it. If they had more scenes than that, then what the hell? I wonder how much footage got cut. Is it like?
I mean, remember, they got enough to shoot a Joker movie.
What'd you say, MG?
Leto said he shot enough scenes to do a movie for Joker. So that means a lot of scenes got cut, or they're saving a lot of those scenes for something else. Oh wow!
I know Batman.
And then even the rescue scene that got cut. Joker and Harley got into an argument after he rescued her on the helicopter. Let's see, in early cuts, he reportedly pushed her out the helicopter to kill her. And then the helicopter got shot down. And then that got reworked into the way it ended up doing it, where Joker, where the helicopter was going down.
He was trying to save her.
Yeah.
I want to see the extended edition.
Yeah. But that was my same problem with Batman v Superman. Just make the movie 3 hours. People gonna watch it.
Yes. I was saying the same thing, man.
It's not to have all these editing issues and your movie kind of suffers from it. You know?
Especially with the critics.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think the critics do have it out for DC. Because
now that they do.
Those movies are getting way too... I had a video talking about this. Batman v Superman got a, 30-something on Metacritic?
Well...
That's too low.
My thing is, you look at Avengers 2 and, some of these movies, they have the same problems for the most part.
And look at the score of Avengers 2 got. Not Age of Ultron, and I can honestly say that movie...
And Thor, really? Come on.
And we can even look at movies, look at Twilight. The video I did, Twilight and this new Ghostbusters movie have higher Metacritic scores than both Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. Hell no.
And that shitty Indiana Jones movie.
Which one? Crystal Skull, the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that got a high score just because of Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah. Well, I think a big thing that Marvel does better, which kind of makes the critics go lighter on them, is the action scenes. Yeah. That they do action scenes a million times better than DC does right now. Yeah. It's not even they're not even in the same fucking worlds when it comes to that.
Russo brothers are fucking beasts at doing action scenes.
Yeah, and that saved a lot of those movies in critics' eyes, because even with the bad writing, they were able to live with that. Whereas DC, if you get some bad writing and then you also get bad action, it's a double whammy.
How do they have bad action? They got all this money.
Thank you. That's the big issue I had with Batman versus Superman. Why the fuck are you fighting? Superman doesn't fight at night. What the fuck are you doing?
Because Batman does.
Batman does. I can understand Batman doing that, but Superman...
You can't even see him fighting at that. Even with, you look at the fucking major fight scene in fucking Civil War, or even if you go to the Avengers movies, everything is well lit. You can see every little detail, from every little punch to every little kick thrown. DC has been completely off with that. Completely.
The one thing I can't give them credit for, they made their characters look powerful. Wonder Woman looks powerful. She looked powerful. Yes. Batman vs Superman. Superman looked powerful. Man of Steel, he looked powerful.
Batman looks like a beast.
Batman's a beast. He's fucking dudes doing headstands on the damn floor. I mean, Batman's a fucking beast. They made their characters look powerful.
Aquaman looks like a monster.
Yeah, Flash. You see the shit he got the lightning and shit around him and all that. they make their characters look powerful on the screen. That's the problem that Marvel has. Like Thor is just a blonde guy with a fucking hammer. Like, and a lot of people don't thinks he's weak. They don't think he's shit without the hammer. If you read the comics, the dude's a fucking beast. The movies have done him like almost no justice, and that's the one thing I can give DC credit. They made their characters, the powerful ones, look powerful. And
Yeah, they do.
I would say Thor is really. Let me see. Ultron didn't look powerful. Ronan didn't look powerful.
Marvel's problem's always been their villains have been lackluster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's supposed to be a strength of DC, but so far it has not been. And that's sad.
I thought that outside of really the Joker, but we haven't seen him in a full movie. So,
I mean, I appreciate DC still trying to keep it darker, because obviously that's the major difference between them and Marvel.
Yeah.
Especially with Marvel not even want to go there for anything.
Well,
basically.
that's always been the difference, though. DC's been darker.
So I appreciate DC trying to keep that, but they're having issues with the surrounding pieces as well.
Honestly, it's not about them being dark. See, a lot of people won't think we're talking, one's light, one's dark. No, fuck that. It's the writing. It's the writing. It's the editing. That's the issue. It's not the fact it's light or dark.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, that's the difference between the.
No. I was just saying, because you know how people are like, Marvel's like kitty and it's light, and they'll say DC is dark. So, no, it's not about being light or dark. It's about storytelling, telling a good story. It's about editing, have the movie edited to make fucking sense, because it's a big issue with Batman v Superman. And have the movie make sense.
Yeah, I mean they've proven that they can't really establish characters that nobody knows. That's the main takeaway I have from DC. They don't know how to do that yet, and they're not good with the ensemble. Well, I mean, it's only been 2 ensemble casting movies so far, anyways, with this and Batman v Superman. So, I mean, it's a little bit early to call it, but so far, they don't know how to quite find that balance of ensemble casting yet either, in terms of on screen, which people are portrayed which way.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better over time, though. I mean, like I said, people forget. I mean, Marvel's got like a 15-year head start on them when it comes to all of this stuff, and Marvel just took a better approach with debuting solo movies first before they put the ensemble together, whereas DC is kind of just jumping right at it.
In fairness, you probably couldn't really do that with Suicide Squad, because I don't think you could. Yeah. I don't think you can come out with like a Killer Croc movie.
You could have came out with a Joker and Quinn movie.
You could.
They just didn't give you enough to care about every character. Like, I think that's something that Guardians did, was they gave you enough backstory and good enough writing to make you care about each separate character that's part of the Guardians. Mm-hmm. Although, I mean, to their credit, that was one of the best written superhero scripts we've ever seen, just in general, as far as writing goes. So they set the bar pretty high.
Even despite having a weak villain, it was more about the team itself. They focused. They focused on pretty much everybody was there. Like I said, villain was weak, but you had great effects. You had a story that gave you make sense, and they focused on the character. No matter what you ever thought, you thought about the character. It made people like they were able to make a fucking talking raccoon and a tree popular. I mean,
yeah, and they even turned Ant-Man into somewhat of a franchise. They did pretty well.
A lot of people I'm talking about liked them.
Yeah,
I think DC's gonna have to kind of like these movies are enjoyable, but you can see the issues. And you see issues with some of the Marvel movies, but the issues with the DC is glaring issues. It had nothing to do with light or dark. And like we said, just editing, man. It's the character.
How do you get that stuff wrong when you're DC? Like, you're freaking Warner Brothers. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know. But
are any of you worried about because, I mean, the next DC movie is Wonder Woman next June. Are you worried about this gap of time, especially with coming off of
better
this movie?
When does it come out?
June.
June.
Yes.
Jeez.
Like, That is a long time, especially coming off of a movie that, I mean, is generally not liked by a lot of people.
I think it's better, though, because you get people forget, and then they're like, oh, it's Wonder Woman. I'm going to see this movie regardless.
Yeah,
Could be. I mean, the trailer's fucking awesome for Wonder Woman.
People like, they were like, oh, Suicide Squad was just like a side thing. It's not really, Miles Carey's not really known. Of course, Joker, Harley Quinn. But this is Wonder Woman. She's one fucking Tremor Verite. She's one of the big three.
Plus, it's the first Wonder Woman movie.
Yep, real time. First real time Wonder Woman movie. So, I guess that'll renew people's hype. Like, I'm gonna go see it. I hope it's great, man. You want these movies to be good. I mean, who the hell goes around saying, "Oh, man, I want DC movies to be bad"? Like, especially if you're a comic fan, not just like fan of just one.
Marvel fanboys do.
You got a lot of hipsters who,
I'm serious.
Because Marvel, because comic books are now popular, comic movies are popular. You got a lot of people say, "Oh, I watch those now." Those are the hipsters who really don't read comics or didn't watch anything prior to, let's say, the Avengers. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, here's the thing though, because in the meantime, they're getting behind the ball here, way behind the ball. Because when you think about what's coming out, I mean, Doctor Strange is coming out, right?
Yeah.
And then isn't Black Panther in February?
Mm-mm. I can't remember what it was.
Let me look.
But I was gonna say something about
Wolverine. Well, you got Wolverine coming out next year.
If they nail Wonder Woman, then the hype for Justice League is gonna be huge.
Yeah. Oh wow, Guardians comes out before fucking Wonder Woman too.
Damn, it's gonna compete with that.
Yeah, because that's in Wonder Woman's June 2nd. Guardians is May 5th.
And look, if you would have asked me before, like someone asked me before the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, like which movie was probably going to have more hype to it, Guardians of the Galaxy, a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie, or
isn't there supposed to be a Wolverine movie as well?
Yeah, that comes out
next March, I believe. Okay, Black Panther is slated for 2018, summer 2018, so they pushed it.
What about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man,
July 7th, 2017.
Yep.
Okay, so that's right after. So Wonder Woman is gonna get squoze in between a bunch of Marvel franchises.
And then they have Justice League later in the year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think Wait, Thor Ragnarok comes out at the end of next year, doesn't it?
Yeah,
November 3rd, right before Justice League.
Wow.
Yeah, because they moved it around. Because Thor originally, I think, was supposed to come out a little bit earlier in the year, and then Captain Marvel was supposed to be in that slot, that November slot.
They pushed that back.
Yeah, well, because she's going to be in the Avengers movie, the next Avengers movie first.
So I mean, do you think they need to shake some things up with a lot of that? Whoever's in charge of doing this
writing,
cut
that's the major thing that needs to change. I hate Snyder. He's got to go.
I mean, because this is one of the guys that said he said something about you won't mind seeing Batman get raped or something. That guy got to go, man. You said some shit. I've heard that quoted.
Man, just make the head Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck has a lot of. He has a lot of control.
Kevin Smith.
He has a lot of control over that, especially at least the Batman character.
He does, the Batman character, yeah.
But a lot of the other stuff in the movie, which was a problem with Batman v Superman, was wrong. So
that was all Snyder.
Yeah, and then Snyder's doing Justice League.
Just bring in Kevin Smith.
Yeah, because I've seen on YouTube a lot of staunch fucking Snyder defenders have not been defending him. Because what part did he have in Suicide Squad? Was he? Did he have any
producer or something?
They gotta get him. They just gotta get him off of.
Well, it was David Ayers for this.
David Ayers was the director, right?
Yeah,
but it's still produced by.
I thought it was produced by Snyder.
I have to look that up.
Well, I mean, there may be one saving grace. I mean, I don't think they're actually going to shoot it, but if they do, Fantastic Four scheduled to come out next summer.
Yeah,
those are guaranteed to be bad, no matter how.
They got their release date is the 9th of June. I'm like, please no.
It's canned, bro. That shit getting canceled. Fox ain't wasting. They're not wasting any more money. They're not wasting any more money on that.
Just go ahead, sign that back over.
Yeah, but I think they might need to start shaking it up with some some of the DC movies. I mean, they got, of course, you got two bad movies, Batman vs Superman. There's no excuse for that to be bad. It's Batman vs Superman. Come on. Like I said, it's not as bad as the critics, because I honestly think the critics have it out for DC, especially with you can't help but compare it to Marvel, but I think a lot of critics put it down too low, like Batman vs Superman, and then like Age of Ultron. I think
Age of Ultron was trash. Come on.
The only thing that really was the interactions with the characters. Ultron wasn't what he was supposed to be. He was weak, and he was a good fucking villain in the comics, and they ruined him in the movie. But no one talks about that.
Because Marvel can do no wrong, bro.
And so, I think there is some sort of bias towards DC. I would definitely tell you that.
I'd say a big part of that is the money behind everything. When Marvel grows making money hand over fist with everything they release.
And Marvel's. Let's swap it. Let's say DC started and they did everything right first. And then Marvel tried to do what DC, DC doing now. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's all about the money. Once DC starts really racking in the dollars and making movies about characters that nobody knows or cares about and turns those into big profitable things, you'll see the coverage of it by critics kind of even out.
And they're gonna have to get their big names right. And it's gonna Batman and Superman was a disappointment. Let's be real.
Yeah. Oh, their casting for the most part so far has not been the greatest. I mean, I like the Batman and Superman and now the Wonder Woman casting.
I haven't seen everybody
Aquaman,
in the cast.
Momoa looks really good as Aquaman, so I'm gonna have some hope.
I don't think I didn't like Eisenberg. I think if he was playing a different role, like Trickster,
he should have been the freaking Riddler.
If he was playing that role, I think that would have fit. Now, Lex Luthor, not really, but for the most part, they've done a good job. Ben Affleck, I know a lot of people had issues with him. He fucking kills it. Outside of the whole detective thing.
I knew he would, because he's a fantastic Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And then he's like really intimidating as Batman. Once they get the whole detective thing down, I think that's going to be perfect.
Oh, yeah. Remember, perfect. I mean, DC, typically the castings have always gotten negative reception before the movie drops. Yeah. I mean, even going back to Bale as Batman,
even Heath Ledger.
Nobody believed he could pull it off. Nobody believed Ledger could pull it off as Joker.
Yeah, same with him. Honestly, there were people that didn't believe Henry Cavill could do it either.
Yeah,
it wasn't as vocal as some other guys I named, but
So casting wise, they typically start off with wow, I don't understand why they hired them. I mean, even me, I'm guilty of that sometimes because I feel like they could be doing better at times.
I feel the same way about Eisenberg, though. The same way I feel then, I feel now.
But it's just like, they don't, like, when you see, like, when Robert Downey got cast as Iron Man, and you looked at him, you were like, yeah, that's Iron Man, right? When you seen the first shots of Evans as Cap, you said, yeah, that's Cap, right? Mm-hmm. So, when you first seen the pictures of Chris Hemsworth as Thor, you were like, that's Thor. Like, they don't give you that, they don't give you that immediate reaction of, yeah, that's who they should be playing.
Especially that main characters. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Like, you could probably say some side characters. I have some issues with some of the casting in Doctor Strange, just for looking at the trailer. Big issues.
Yeah.
Barrymore, though, is not a black guy. Sorry. He's not a...
Oh, but you know how this goes with any type of thing that's got Asian roots, man. They get rid of it for the American screens. You're gonna see it in Iron Fist. Iron Fist himself, then he ran. So they always kind of scrap that Asian element to stuff unless it's somebody who's carrying a sword. So they definitely play up the stereotypes.
Yeah. The same with like the Ancient One. So I mean,
Yeah.
they've had some issues with. They've had some issues with, I guess, some lesser named characters. Well, the main cast, I like the way Cumberbatch looked as Doctor Strange. Like pretty much all like the main cast. And I know a lot of people got a problem with the guys playing Spider-Man. I have a different problem. It's not him. It's just it's just the Spider-Man that they're using, the time period.
I like what they've done with Spider-Man so far. Obviously, we've only had Civil War, but I was telling Calvin, like, they are going in a direction where they're going to be having, like, this high school comedy movie as their first movie, and that to me is not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I might have a problem with the movie, but we'll see. I like the casting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, like even with Wonder Woman, when we first seen the first images of her Wonder Woman, we hated it. It was like she's too small.
Yeah.
She's not buff enough, you know. And I mean, she's a good-looking girl. That's never been an issue, but she just wasn't big enough. But you know, after the fact, we've come to, you know, even with Ezra Miller, we were like, he's being cast as the Flash. Obviously, the TV show had something to do with it. But when you just look at him, you're like, that's not Barry Allen.
No, because his hair.
Yeah. They don't give you that instant gratification when you see somebody for the first time in character. They don't, and that really gets people in that negative way of thinking about the movie before it even comes out. They got to do a better job with that. Like the first pictures of Affleck as Batman, it was cool, but I mean, everybody has their own issues with Affleck before that. So
yeah, a lot of people didn't like any of some of the stuff he acted in before that.
Yeah, but I mean, even Leto as Joker, the first images, people hated it. I mean, I liked it personally, but people hated it. Like Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. Like the first images of Harley.
I don't think people have a problem with it.
That might be one of the only times people didn't have a problem with the casting from the first images released.
Of course, with like Deadshot, they had a problem with that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they got to do a better job with that, getting people on their side before the movie. That way, once the movie actually does happen, because you know how it is. When you go into something with a negative mindset, chances are your mind's not going to be changed, or you're not going to enjoy it as much. So they got to get people into a positive mindset going into the movie. That way, they enjoy the movie.
And the thing about the casting, like people have had problems with it, but they've been able, for the most part, prove people wrong.
Yeah, they have.
They revealed Superman, Ben Affleck, Batman, Bruce Wayne.
The actors aren't the problem.
Definitely not. It's mainly behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just these people that's editing the movie, these people who, you know, why did you choose this design? Why did you choose the whole? Just use an example, Martha. That's all I'll say. Why did you choose that? Why? Yeah. Why did Batman change his mind because of Martha? Why didn't he feel like Batman? Why didn't? And I'm thinking, like, why didn't Affleck decide to change something like this? Maybe, you know, I'm pretty sure he had a choice over changing that, but I think that was one of the worst things in that movie, like his motivations for working with Superman. Definitely. But it's not the actors. The actors have portrayed their characters great. It's the storytelling, it's the editing, and it's crazy because we come off Man of Steel, which I thought Man of Steel was good.
Really good, yeah.
And then it didn't have issues with editing. Now it's a bit sluggish because it's coming off the Superman Returns where they completely botched it and they had to reboot Superman. I understand that, so they had to retell the story, but it does kind of drag. But you know, it's obviously serious in tone, but it's a good movie. You know, you got an understanding of who Superman is, which who the hell doesn't know who Superman is. But I thought it was a good movie. It had a good villain. It had good action. It was in the damn daylight.
It was in the daylight.
When they released those images of Darkseid for the first time, he has to look like a fucking beast. They can't just put something out there just for the sake of putting it out there. He's got to look like the absolute beast.
Yeah. And at this point, it's unfortunate to say, DC, Marvel has, people are going to be more lenient on Marvel than DC. Which is
because of the track record so far.
Pretty much. And it's just the truth, man.
No, unless it was like a Nolan-directed Batman film, obviously, because people trust Nolan at this point after what he did with the trilogy. You know,
I want to. They should get him in there with the Batman movies.
Yep.
Just don't get him to do the fighting scenes. But
yeah.
Just don't get him to do the fighting scenes. Keep whoever was doing the fighting scenes, like, well, the Batman fighting scene, Batman, keep that. but let Nolan do everything else. Let him do everything else. You'll get some good shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, and Momo was another guy who I forgot to mention. Where
People didn't like him.
people liked when they released that initial headshot of him.
Yeah.
People were like, "Holy shit!" And as you can see, there's nothing negative floating around. Out of all the negative stuff floating around DC right now, there's nothing negative floating around the two characters that people liked when they first seen them.
There is
Harley Quinn and Momoa.
There is one thing I have been hearing people say, but it hasn't been as vocal as definitely some of the other characters. Is he's not blonde, of course.
Yeah, but overall, people think he looks badass.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
That initial reaction when you first see the character, whether it be a video, a teaser, or a picture, it has to be good. Because once again, that sets people up with a positive mindset going into it.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to, like I said, we looked at the Comic-Con trailers. I like the Justice League Comic-Con video. I like the Wonder Woman even more. And one thing about Wonder Woman, me and Mitchell was talking about it. Wonder Woman can she fly? Mitchell said she couldn't. She can like jump really high, but can she fly in the cinematic universe? I'm wondering. They never showed her fly. They showed her like jumping.
I'm pretty sure she can only jump really high. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
It's because they don't want to take that specialness away from Superman.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder what they're gonna do when Shazam. I wonder what they're gonna do when Shazam shows up with Green Lantern.
They already killed the specialness of Superman when fucking Wonder Woman was beating the shit out of Doomsday and Superman was getting his ass whooped.
Only she had an advantage though. Magic.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
Which if they got Doomsday right, that sword wouldn't have worked. But they didn't. Like what's called immune to kryptonite. And I'm not going to talk about the comics because they fucked up Doomsday. Because Doomsday can't be affected by the kryptonite, and he's unaffected by magic. That's just what he was. But I guess they had to find a way to beat him because motherfuckers just kept getting more powerful and shit. But let me see. What y'all think about Justice League Comic-Con trailer? I know we didn't.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it quite a bit. I liked the interaction between the characters, especially Flash and Batman. I think that's going to be a really strong point of it that I think a lot of people will like. And Aquaman looked like a badass, which I especially liked.
Oh, that scene with the fucking lady was standing in the water was coming at him.
I want to see him fight, man.
Cyborg looked like Cyborg. I think they just need to, tweak the special effects a little bit, which I think will be good. Yeah. And then I think it will be the best film yet. If Wonder Woman doesn't just completely blow up, then I think Justice League would be the best.
Wonder Woman thing is about to hit hard, man. The fucking trailer just looks too fucking good.
Yeah, man, it's that.
I mean, the lassos. Everything about the trailer was awesome. If you ask me.
Yeah.
I was one of the biggest I don't have any hope for this, and the trailer completely changed my mind.
Also, I remember seeing it. It was like a poster, and it was showing Cyborg looked different. It didn't look like obviously they're going back to of course it looks in the comics, but he looked different in that poster. Let's see if I can find it in a little bit, but he looked different. I completely understand them going with the old one, nostalgia, it's a classic look. But let me see if I can find it a little bit. But they had a different look. The Flash, I think he should have went with his Injustice armored look, or not.
Well, he does have an armored look.
Yeah, I'm saying should they went with that, or should they went with so I've heard a lot of people say they like the TV show.
I think they should go with the armored look only because of how strong everybody is in this universe. It just makes more sense.
They don't do a good job of making Flash look like just an absolute monster like they need to. He is one of the strongest, if not the strongest on that entire.
That has a lot to do with the personality of Flash, though.
Well, that too. I mean, and Superman and Batman are just supremely more popular. Like, it's not even close. So obviously, they're going to push those guys as the, as the more dangerous,
I think Flash and Wonder Woman, I think, are going to be pretty even.
In terms of popularity, yeah.
In terms of popularity, yeah.
Like the TV show has jumped Flash's popularity up so much. Like, and I don't know, it seems like DC doesn't give a damn about the TV shows. And the TV shows still are, the Flash still was good in season 2, but just the way they handling the movie universe and they separating it, and the characters, and I'm just like, still think they should let Grant play this Flash, but they went with someone else. Hopefully, he can turn out. Just from looking at the trailer, the Comic-Con trailer, he looked all right, but you want to see more of him. Just because I know MG's not really high on Ezra.
I've gone to attach to the TV show version.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, once again, like, just from the jump, I was already unhappy about not being Grant playing them, and then number 2, it's like, well, like I said, the Flash hasn't had a bad season yet.
No.
They've had some episodes where it's been like filler episode type stuff where they're trying to work their way to the finale, but overall, you ended up with Zoom and Reverse Flash as his first 2 major villains, right? Mm-hmm. This season, I don't know who the villain is going to be. I don't think we've gotten a name behind him yet.
Yeah, the only trailer you've seen is like for the Flashpoint stuff. Now I heard that's not going to be that long.
Oh, I thought they just announced it today.
What, that?
The Flash villain. Let me look.
I know the only thing, like, I saw the trailer, the Comic-Con trailer for the Flash, and the only thing it really showed was the Flashpoint. Yeah, everything was changed, which I heard it's not going to be that long anyway.
I think it's only supposed to be like 3 episodes, maybe at the most.
So it's going to be like a little mini event.
Yeah, and so like just looking at that, I don't know, man. That I mean, they could have the drop off like Arrow did. The first 2 seasons of Arrow were good, and then they dropped off season 3 and 4. So it could happen with Flash, but I just don't see it happening.
As long as one of the already established characters just don't get annoying. That's what happened with Arrow. Like,
yeah,
they got annoying. Like, what was Felicity? I don't know how something like that. I think they're good. Just don't have Felicity.
But yeah, I just think they, DC they set themselves up for this. I mean, the Flash, it could be good in its own right, but it's always going to be compared to what the TV show one does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what that Flash movie has a lot. Even more so with DC really got Man of Steel right, but then you had disappointing Batman vs Superman, and for a lot of people, disappointing Suicide Squad. Like, I enjoyed it, but there was a lot of people that didn't enjoy it, and for the most part, overall, people had a lot of bad things to say about it. Combine that with the fact that you got a successful TV show, and then now you're going into a higher budget Flash movie. You got to knock it out of the park, man.
Yeah. And not only that, but I mean, one thing that you hear about Flash's suit looks like the Power Rangers suit from the Power Rangers movie.
Speaking of
which, to a degree, it does, but I'm not gonna compare. I'm not gonna hold them in that comparison sake of which one looks better on screen or anything. But it does look very similar.
Remember the Psycho Ranger?
Yep,
looks like that shit.
Hey, I like the suits.
I like the way the fucking swords look.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't have high hopes for the movie, but I'm starting to come around to it, and especially since you added Bryan Cranston to it, who actually did some work on the original.
I already know what they're gonna be doing. They might as well gonna make it rated R. They're gonna be dealing drugs in space and beating the shit out of people that don't pay them.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Exactly. Let's see. Supergirl. Because we talking about that shit too.
Actually, Calvin, they just filmed today.
What's that?
They filmed a crossover episode, the TV show.
Yeah, I seen Stephen Amell tweet out the picture of everybody's boots.
Oh, yeah, remember I told you about the picture that he tweeted with the Superman? So apparently Superman's going to be in it.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 4 episodes, so that whole 4 days, through Thursday, yeah. They're supposed to run
because they're not doing like any where people appear on other shows. They're just doing those crossover episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Sort of like Justice League-y episode.
Yep, so it's all going to basically be, everybody's on that Flash episode, everybody's on that Arrow episode, Supergirl on Mondays, obviously, and then Legends is going to be the final episode of the crossover.
So are they changing, like, the writers for Supergirl?
I don't know, but I think the writers for Supergirl and the writers of Flash are still really close.
Because there's some issues, man, because early on, the thing about it, it had some solid episodes. But then it's just, Martian Manhunter episode, I like that episode. I actually watched, because I wasn't watching the show, but I actually watched some episodes just to watch that one. There was another episode with the red kryptonite, and then, which like made her like freaking evil. And if you watch Smallville, you know it did that.
I think Metallo's going to be the villain in Superman and Zero. From the pictures from on set that they were showing, guy with green shit blowing out of his chest. That's Metallo.
Yeah, I understand. Like doing a Supergirl show is going to be expensive. Like I still really don't like the show. Like I said, a few episodes I like.
I don't watch the actors.
And cause I didn't do that. The trailers turned me off. And then I watched the pilot, and I was like, "What is this dog shit?" like the trailers, the way it was just some. It just came off to me as some feminist bullshit. I'm telling you, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And because I remember the scene it was like, "Oh, you don't think I can do it as a girl? Bitch, you picked up a plane. Come on, man. See."
Just wait till it's gonna be in Wonder Woman too. You already seen it in the trailer.
Yeah.
With the secretary. Yeah, where I'm from, that's slavery. What the fuck? And just wait till Captain Marvel comes out. That is gonna be prevalent in all of your shit.
I just like, come on, man.
No comment.
I think the good thing is though that now that Supergirl's on the same network, they're going to be working a lot more closely with the writers and the cast of the other shows. Yeah. And I think just by virtue of that, the Supergirl is going to get better.
Yeah, because it's definitely, I don't know, it's just, it seems too, like, chick-friendly to me. That's the issue I had with it.
Honestly, when you think about and by Captain Cold, I'm glad he's coming back. He's one of the saving graces of, he's going to be one of the villains.
In what?
Legends. You haven't heard that they announced at Comic-Con, they announced who the villains, it's supposed to be a super villain team for Legends this season.
So, they pulled him from a different timeline?
I'm guessing. So, it's going to be him, Damian Dark, Malcolm Merlin, and I can't remember who the fourth one was.
Damian Dark.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find him.
I like Merlin, but...
let's see. Yeah, because it's supposed to be a super villain team.
Should bring Deathstroke back. Just for that.
Bruh,
yeah,
you know, I've been saying that for the longest.
Deathstroke's the leader.
Just bring him back. Come on. My question is, what are they gonna do with some of these other characters like that made cameos? Like, what are they gonna do with Constantine? He's clearly part of that universe. I know people have been lobbying for a
the
TV
voice
show.
Of the Justice League Dark Constantine.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. What are they gonna do? You know, because Vixen had she had an appearance, and then will she have another appearance in Arrow? Will she show up in Flash? You know. So the most part, the only thing she has really now is the animated series, which is criminally short. They already said they're going to do a season 2 with that. So where does she fit in with what they're trying to do? You bring in Supergirl into the mix. Hopefully that show gets better. I'm already one of the ones that's gonna. I think Legends Tomorrow season 2 is gonna be better. It got better near the end of season 1. I think it had a horrible start, terrible. But I think season 2, I think it's definitely gonna be better because addition by subtraction. You're getting rid of Hawkman, you're getting rid of Hawkgirl.
Oh, they did that, and then they added what's the call to it? So, our man who was in the final episode, Captain Steel, Obsidian, who was Green Lantern's son.
Generic as hell.
What, Obsidian?
Oh, Captain Steel.
Oh, Captain Steel, yeah. I think they're going to call him Citizen Steel or something. It's going to be one of those, too, but...
It's like calling him strong, like calling someone strong, man.
Yeah. Obsidian, who's Green Lantern's son, Stargirl.
Oh, I remember Stargirl is.
Dr. Midnight, and Vixen. So
she's gonna be in there? Okay,
yeah.
So that's good.
They've loaded that part up. Where's the... Okay, here's the villains. Let me see here. Because I think that it's supposed to be like a fucking ass. That's a... You know what, Variety? I hate you, by the way. Get that out the way here. Okay, so... Wait a minute. Well, Oliver's supposed to be in the season premiere of that, too, so...
So I didn't know they were going to go with, like, having the crossovers with the...
they're going to call him Commander Steel, by the way. So scratch that. Not Captain or Citizen, but Commander.
I didn't know they were going to, like, do crossover with each show, like, crossing over with... like, all of them going to be, like... So, like...
Same universe. Flashpoint is going to be the major thing. It's going to put everything in the same... Yeah, but it's going to... I get the feeling that's what's going to put the Supergirl thing into the same universe as them.
I was saying that. I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to move Supergirl over there. Yeah. Like, oh, Flashpoint changes everything.
So, I believe... I know they said it's going to be effects from that on Arrow show as well, so...
hopefully Felicity, like,
hopefully
implodes.
Felicity dies.
She, like, implodes.
Okay, let's see. Oh,
hopefully Laurel comes back.
Merlin, Dark.
That could happen, you know. Definitely.
And, wait, where is it? Because I remember seeing it.
I think she'll be on Legends, though.
Laurel?
Yeah.
She's going to be on all three shows.
Laurel?
Yeah, she's supposed to be... She signed a deal, so she's going to be, like, across the entire universe, whether it be in flashbacks or some other time travel shit.
Well, Legends could definitely happen.
There you go. Okay, so basically this is supposed to be the very first incarnation of the Legion of Doom on DC TV. So, it's going to be Reverse Flash, Captain Cold, Merlin, and Dark.
So that's why you're saying they have like that 4-part like crossover. Is it going to be like mini?
No, they're supposed to be the main villain of the entire season for they're
I don't know if
collective.
they're supposed to do anything against Reverse Flash.
You said what?
So they don't stand a chance.
That's why they're bringing in more people with more powers now.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, that's gonna be the it's basically the Legion of Doom. I don't know if they're gonna call them the Legion of Doom, but it's supposed to be basically the first iteration of a supervillain squad on TV now with Legends. So
that sounds cheesy.
And especially with them bringing in Justice Society of America, it only made sense for them to grab a supervillain team.
Okay. Well,
so that's gonna change a lot because one of the bigger issues we had with Legends was the acting last year. You just added some really good actors here,
and it was two in particular. Hawkman, Hawkgirl, like they were garbage. I think that's one of the reasons. That's the only reason they're gone.
Oh, Rip Hunter annoyed me at times too. I mean, I don't hate him, but at times he was just annoying.
I swear, every scene with those two, I wanted to puke.
Yeah,
it was garbage, and
I thought Legends was good.
It started
off a little weak and cheesy.
It had a good ending, really fucking good ending.
Yeah, like the couple episodes before the final, like 2 episodes, it was horrible because I guess they were just trying to bring it back down before the big finish. But the ending was really good.
Yeah, it didn't have a good start. Like, see, when Flash started out fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow started out good.
But I mean, they see, now I got a lot of more hope for it because they added probably a couple of the best actors across that entire DC TV universe. If you ask me, Captain Cold, I fucking love the way he portrays Captain Cold. I love that. Merlin, obviously, he was probably arguably one of the best actors across the entire DC TV.
Yeah.
I liked Dark as Damien. I mean, I like what's it called as Damien Dark, Neil McDonough. It's just the writing was bad. But I liked him as Damien Dark. You know, and then even what's it called as Reverse Flash. I mean, that he did a good job as Reverse Flash, and he's going to be in the earlier parts of Flash too. So, and so that actually Flashpoint might be what sets this up too.
Yeah.
For this whole Legion to come together, because it's not going to be in the first episode, obviously, but it's probably going to be like after effects of it. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Vandal Savage came back and joined them.
Okay, so Supergirl comes on what day? Monday?
Monday. Yep.
Okay, so it'll be Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, that is Mark.
Yeah. So during I think the mid-season it's going to be the mid-season time when they do the crossover, I believe.
I'm actually really excited for this stuff.
I know, bro. You got so many good pieces in place. I mean, and this is going to be like a crazy ensemble when you think about it with Arrow. I know Terrific said, I don't know what episode it's going to be at that point, but I know the guy who plays Mr. Terrific, Curtis, he said that definitely within the first 9 episodes, you'll see him as Mr. Terrific. So, good chances he'll be there in full get-up. Obviously, Diggle's going to be back with the new helmet.
No more Black Needle.
Bruh, thank you, right?
Damn.
And then, like we mentioned, Superman apparently. Well, we don't have that many high hopes for Superman, but you got that element. You got Supergirl. Hopefully, Martian Manhunter. Obviously, everybody that's on Legends is going to be in there, and then they got a lot of good pieces in place for this crossover, and especially with it being 4 episodes where they'll have time to tell a story over those 4 days. Yeah. I think this is probably going to end up being the best crossover yet by far.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces, but there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, because
I didn't even like the crossover episodes they've done before.
Okay.
I like the Vandal Savage one.
The only issue I had with that one was they should have let see the future instead of Barry doing Deus Ex pretty much. They should have let Ramon. They should let him see that, so they could then know exactly what's going to happen. I think that would have been better, and it would have gave a little more so exactly what his powers could do. We eventually saw that, but that would give a glimpse
for that, man. Now that he's start tapping into him with the
he found out he has to attack with abilities and shit. Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have Wally as Flash outside of Flashpoint, because I mean the shots we've seen were from Flashpoint in the first episode.
Maybe not early on. I don't think early on.
I think they need to though.
Well, he did get struck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got struck. Him and Jesse. So I think they need to go to that early too, though. So.
But she went back to her. Well, she went back to her universe, didn't she?
Yeah, they went back with Jay, because Jay was from the 3rd universe.
Yeah.
So that storyline's not over yet either, especially now that we know they can travel through different universes and whatnot. So I don't know. I just think they need to do the Wally thing early, make him officially in the current storyline, make him there early, because if you're going to be dealing with a new speedster as a villain, obviously, we need another speedster at this point.
Also with Supergirl, I just want to see. I understand Flashpoint's probably gonna have a big. There's gonna be a big pivotal point in her coming over to that. Will she be part of that universe, or
she's supposed to be part of that universe?
So I wonder how to see this, how that's gonna change. Maybe there's a point in time when she decides to come there and stay or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, she's from. They got her from what, Earth 2 or something?
No, she might be. They didn't ever say, but it might be Earth 3. But
I think it is Earth 3.
Yeah,
I think it is Earth 3.
Yeah, because they always do a good job of putting little caveats in there with and how you mentioned with Jay Garrett. He mentioned Earth 3, and he's been gone so damn long that of course they wouldn't even mention anything about a Flash there.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the big connecting piece there.
Yeah, but they have to find some way to connect her and bring her over there.
Definitely think it's going to be the Flashpoint thing. It's probably going to end up being something where you go back to the original season where the wormhole originally opened, and that universe, that Earth ended up coming into this one or something like that.
Yeah.
Or some after effect of what Zoom did. It's going to be something.
It's gonna be fun.
And they, like I said, they've been killing it. Like with the TV shows, look like they're gonna be really good with DC. And the animated stuff is usually good. The animated stuff is usually good. It's just these movies. It's not the actors. It's everything else, pretty much. You know? So they're able to get it right with in other medias. The comics are good, animated movies, TV shows, and of course the regular TV shows where they're able to literally build a universe. As we've been talking about for the last 20-30 minutes, they're able to literally build a universe, and you see all these characters coming together, and they're able to do it right on a TV show. Now, a movie obviously is going to have higher expectations just because of budget and star power and whatever. But for that reason, budget, you should get the best guys up there. These guys editing this shit, man, they need to be working at McDonald's. These guys editing these fucking DC movies need to be working at McDonald's because it's been appalling. Whoever's choosing some of these, what to cut out, what to leave in, should be ashamed of themselves because it's hurt. It's hurt some of these movies. It's hurt. Well, except Man of Steel. It's hurt. Batman v Superman. It's hurt Suicide Squad. Two movies I enjoy, but you gotta call it how it is, and it has issues. But I think we can cut this. We can pretty much cut this video off. Been talking for quite a bit of time. I got gonna plug y'all stuff.
Okay, well, you can just catch me over on BlitzSportsNetwork.com. Pretty much talking sports and wrestling, and then on Twitter, I am at Virtuoso Sports.
For me, the Bottom Line View on YouTube, talking sports and wrestling. Sometimes a little bit of movies, stuff like that. You can catch me on Twitter at Mitch Milani.
And you guys already know who I am. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Of course, hit me with a thumbs up if you like this video. My Twitter at Calvin Philpott, but I'm pretty sure you already knew that.